Hello, this is Nick Stern talking to you from the London School of Economics. I'm very sorry that I cannot be with you personally, but very happy to have the opportunity to talk to you, at least down a camera or through a camera. Now, the work that you're doing in your conference and your gathering is of extraordinary importance. Peru may be responsible for a very small part of the world's emissions, but it is a very important example, not just for its own case, of course, which for you in Peru is of the first importance, but also in terms of the issues that are raised and the examples that can be given for the rest of the world. First and foremost, you have a country, a middle-income country of 30 million people or so, responsible for very little of past emissions, but showing great seriousness and international responsibility in grappling with the problem. That itself is very important to international discussion. Peru has a tremendous range of geographical circumstances, from the mountains to the sea. It's a middle-income country, so in a sense it's central to the overall spread of examples in the world, and of course geographically near the equator. It also has a centrality in that geographical sense as well. So the work that you're doing is of great importance. Now understand that for this year your focus is adaptation. Again, the examples that you'll find in Peru are of critical importance for Peru itself, but also as examples for the world. The usual problems of changing cropping season, changing rainfall in agriculture, of sea level rise threatening coastal cities, of health and so on. Indeed, in the case of Peru, the whole question of water supply to your major cities. All those are examples of issues that are critical for Peru, but also critical more broadly. And they're two special effects of great importance for Peru, also for some of its neighbours, but for Peru in particular, and that is the El Niño-La Niña cycle and the importance of the melting of the glaciers in the Andes. These are two very big examples which can show to the world just how big and troublesome the effects of climate change will be. Again, of course, for Peru, it's the details of how these will affect Peru that are of critical importance and have to be examined with great care and the greatest precision that you can bring to the story. In doing this work, I think it's very important to think about the integration between development, adaptation and mitigation. We make a mistake if we try to pull these issues apart in too strong a way. Low-till agriculture can save on resources. It can make agriculture more robust and it can reduce emissions. There are many aspects of urban design which can make urban and transport which can make urban areas more robust to the vagaries of climate change, but also reduce emissions and save resources at the same time. Adaptation, mitigation, development, all coming together. So I think as one works primarily this time round, as I understand it, on adaptation, it's very important in terms of the work that you do to think about the integration of those three things. I suspect that you'll find that the costs of adaptation in Peru are significant, but the costs of ignoring the climate change that will be coming will be much larger. We have to, I think, recognize now that holding the increase in temperatures to 2 degrees centigrade is going to be difficult. We have to try still harder than we are to make sure that we get a chance of holding to 2 degrees centigrade, but it's going to be prudent in planning for adaptation to recognize that the potential temperature increases could be more than that, and to think of how big those problems might be. The answer will be large, but adaptation will surely help make that story much more manageable. Finally, I think it's worth thinking hard, and I'm sure you are, about the regional dimension. Many of the problems that you are working on will be shared by other Andean countries and your neighbours. There are many of your neighbours, as you well know, and probably they will be amongst you, who are working away quite actively on these problems. I've had the benefit of the advice of Luis Miguel Galindo, working in CEPAL in Chile. I was in Ecuador earlier this year and recognized how much work is going on there. I'll be in Colombia in the next few days, and it will be very interesting to see how their work is progressing. I know that they've made progress. I've kept in touch with the work in Mexico, a little further away, but it is remarkable how much work is going on in your region, and I'm sure that you will be benefiting from those interactions. I've worked with the Inter-American Development Bank, and I know they're taking these issues extremely seriously. So you have friends and neighbours working on this, and you'll learn from them, and I'm sure that they will be learning from you. The rest of us, I hope, will learn from you as well. I wish you the very best of luck in your work. It's extremely important, and I'm sure that your gathering is going to be very productive, and I wish you well. Thank you.